Let's get straight into it. Jim Jones is the trashiest. Matter of fact, he's not the trashiest. He's the nicest of the B-level rappers ever. He said a statement, and I like the statement. You don't got to be the best. You just got to be consistent. And this bum-ass rapper is very consistent. Has nothing to do with being tough. Nobody cares about the toughness. We care about the music. Jim Jones will never reach that level that he should because I think he's in his own way. He knows how to promote himself, but in doing so, you literally spitting in the people that put you on. How you gonna talk about Cam or Mace? If it wasn't for Cam or Mace, you would still be in the projects in Harlem. Tough talker, always a tough talker. He's the reason that the Bloods are in New York. This goofball went on daggone Joe Budden's podcast and said the Bloods are like a fraternity. Really? You're comparing a gang, a violent gang, to a fraternity for real growth and development, real fellowship. What have the Bloods did or any gang done in their own community to uplift it? But that's not neither here nor there. Jim Jones, I listened to his new album, and it's okay. But it will never get the props it deserves because he's in his own way. He does what Kanye West does, and he does what The Game does. Or he's doing what Kanye and The Game does. When their album's about to come out, they create a whole bunch of controversy. And that overshadows what the music sounds like. Has Jim Jones stepped up his game as a rapper? Yes, I'm not going to be a hater. He has, whether he's writing his lyrics or not. He's the only one that's still around from any major artist that had the B-side dudes. When I say the B-side dudes, I mean the duns. Like you had Biggie, you had Little C's. You had Jay-Z, you had Bleak. You had Cameron, you had Jim Jones. Now, I feel what Jim Jones could have been doing, and he wants to keep resonating with these young dudes. You're almost 50 years old. You got to stay in your lane. You're still talking about the same stuff you've been talking about for the past 20 years. And having a 20-year run in the music industry is a great feat. But you're only going to be that gold artist. You can't force people to like you. You can't force people to not talk about you. You're an artist. You got no choice but to receive people's criticism. You can't bully your way out of that, telling people, don't tell me how to get my money. No. You keep putting this garbage out into the atmosphere, people going to have their opinion. We're the consumers, whether we buying the CDs anymore or we streaming it on Spotify and Apple. But I feel like what could have benefited him, he should have had a run for about 5 years, the past 5 years, and jumped on everybody else's songs and tried to out-rap him. That's why people don't really respect him as an MC. You can talk all that tough shit, that gang shit, that murder shit, but look, if you put 10 people in a room, I guarantee you only 2 of them will be able to recite the words to Ballin'. You had one hit and you were consistent. But nobody's looking at Jim Jones for his lyrics. Nobody. He knows how to work the system now. He knows how to use social media and have people recording him and creating a whole bunch of content around his projects. But nobody respects him as an MC. Don't matter what circles you're in. You will always be the wackest person on Dipset. That's just what it is, lyrically. You might not like it, but then with these new rappers or these old rappers and these new rappers, if you say something about them, all of a sudden they want to get gangster. They want to be tough. But if you was in those daggone record companies, you would not be that same gangster. But with your own people that buy your stuff, listen to your stuff, and are from the culture, you want to feel threatened and you want to get violent. If Jim Jones would have did what Lil Wayne did Lil Wayne's the blueprint. He hopped on everybody's song and tried to out-rap everybody. And I'm not taking his lyrics away on this album. This is the only Jim Jones album I've ever listened to. I have no use for his type of music in my car. None of the songs hit. None of the songs resonated. And that's not hate. None of the songs gave me goosebumps. I like his verse on Come Home With Me. I liked his verse on Certified Gangster. But that's about it. But it's not something I'm putting in my playlist. He hasn't competed for any sort of spot. And this is rap. This isn't R&B. This isn't rock and roll. People want to hear lyrics. People want to hear good music. People want to hear metaphors. And you're not jumping on tracks with certified artists where you could do that. And it might not be your fault because we're going away from lyrical and we're going into more song mode and stripper music. We've been doing that for the past 5 to almost 10 years. But you've been in the game 20 years. And you say you got multiple gold albums. You've been in the game 20 years. You shouldn't be a gold artist. You needed at least one platinum hit. You need at least one platinum album. And then you going against the grain, talking about Cam, who put you on. That's the most disloyal shit you could do. Even if that's y'all not fucking with each other, keep it between y'all. Keep it between y'all. You could, and y'all talk that real hood shit, you could love someone, pause, like family, and then get to a point where you don't agree with them, y'all don't get along. You keep that between y'all two. But you being messy, and then when somebody responds, you want to play the victim. That shit's super whack. You can't talk about Mace. He showed you how to rhyme. You can't talk about Cam. He put you on. Whatever you did after that and tried to help the brand that he built and created, or Bird Gang or Diplomat, whatever, that stuff still stemmed from Cameron. That stuff still stemmed from Mace. You can't talk about those dudes because they pivoted. They don't have to rap. You have to rap. Like you said, you're saying all of this stuff on a podcast. You got 20 million for balling and you blew through it. Whose fault is that? That's your fault. You can't be upset. You know how to navigate through these record labels and get you a bag and this, that, and the third. Make your music, but you ain't got to talk about the people that put you on. That's the most sucker shit you could do. That's almost crazy. But again, you are the one that's always inciting the problem. Nobody's worried about Jim Jones, ever. This is the most relevant you've been since balling. And it's because you're being chatty patty on the internet trying to promote your music. If you upset, have a conversation with Mace and Cam, or Cam and whoever. If you really want the diplomats to come back, have that conversation. Make it's business, right? It don't got to be messy business, because with black people, it always got to be messy business. We can't never separate on good terms. It always got to be some sort of drama, which makes no sense. Get on other people's music, start out rapping people, then people gonna take you serious. But you trying to be a tough guy, telling people what they can and can't do or how they should, that's not, people don't care about that. This the internet, it's the wild, wild west. You the old young nigga. You should be mentoring these boys. You still want to play the game. But your game hasn't elevated. You still a 10 points a game player. 10 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. No matter how you feel about yourself in your own head. And mind you, you one of them industry dudes. You there, you got money. You go to get it, woo, woo, woo. But you're not him. You've never been him. You could dress, you fresh, but when it comes to lyrics, nah. You're not top 50. You're not top 100. You could rap for the next, you've been in the game 20 years. You could rap for the next daggone 30 years and still won't be top 100. And that's not hate. That's just really what the fuck it is. Motherfuckers might not like this video. I really don't care. Rails Rants Reloaded. My name is D-Rail. I'll holla at y'all later. Peace.